Now we are going to start a new chapter. The chapter name is Morphology of Flowering Plants. So we will study the morphology and other related characters of flowering plants. So what is actually morphology? Morphology means the study of external characters. Study of the external characters. That means it is the branch of biology which deals with the study of external features or peripheral features of body is known as morphology. Now we will study the different aspects of morphology of flowering plants. First, now we are going to study the root system. Root. Actually, we know that root is a special part of plant developed from the radicle. In the case of dicot plants and monocot plants, but in monocot plants it will be the radicle elongated to form the root, which is short-lived. Now we will study its details, then you will understand everything. First, now we are going to study the root of dicot plant. In dicot plant, the main root, that means the root is developed from the radicle. Radicle, we know that radicle is the part of embryo axis below the hypocotyl region. That region is known as radicle. This radicle elongated to form a main branch of root. So that main root, which is developed from the radicle in dicot plant, is known as primary root or taproot. This is known as primary root or taproot. Then afterwards, whenever it is elongating through the soil, then some branches are developed from this root, short branches like this. So such branches are known as the branches which are developed from this main root or primary root is known as secondary root. This is secondary root. These branches are known as secondary because directly it is elongated or diverged from the primary root. So again, some more branches may develop from this secondary root. Such fine branches are known as tertiary root. So we can see different branches in the root. So main root is known as primary root or taproot, and its first branches are known as secondary root, and again the branches from the secondary root known as tertiary root. So this primary root, secondary root and tertiary root, all root together, this system is known as taproot system. So taproot system is a character or main character of dicot plant because it is absent in monocot plant. We will study the character of monocot root, then you will understand the differences between the taproot system and the other monocot plant root system. So taproot system is a character of dicot plant. Then now we are going to see the root system of monocot plant. In the case of monocot plant also, the root is developed from the radical part only. Okay, that means the radicle is the region of embryo axis just below the hypocotyl region in the embryo. So that the radical part in the monocot seed will be developed to form the root. That root is not calling as primary root or taproot. That is the main difference. So if suppose you can imagine this is one monocot plant. This is shoot system, and this is radical part. This radical part elongated to form one root. Okay, but there is no any specific name for calling that root. Just it is known as it is regarded as the root of radical. Then after some time of development of this shoot, what will happen? This radical root or root which is developed from the radical is slowly disintegrating and disappearing. That means it is short-lived only. Then after some time of the growth of monocot plant, the root which is developed from the radical will not be there. It is disappeared. Okay, that is it is disintegrated or destructed, and after that from the same point some more small fibrous like root which are developed, filament like roots are developed. So a number of roots developed from the point from which a radical root arised. So from that common point itself, many small branches of fine roots are developed. These roots are known as fibrous roots. Fibrous root. So fibrous root is a distinguishing character of monocot plant only. It is absent in dicot plant. So in dicot plant, taproot system or taproot is present, but in monocot plant, fibrous root is present. So because here main root is short-lived. Main root means the root which is developed from the radical part is short-lived. So afterwards it will be disintegrated and disappeared, and from the radical part is a number of fine filament like small roots are raised or developed. That root is known as fibrous root. Okay, so that is the differences between the root system of dicot plant and monocot plant. Then now we are going to see some other aspects of root. Okay, suppose if you are looking into the another some plants such as sugar cane and pandanus plant. Pandanus plant, then sugar cane plant, etc. Then suppose pepper also, in pepper plant, etc. You can see some roots are developed from other parts of the plant body, not from the lower root developing region, but from the stem part some roots are developed. So roots are developed from the stem directly from the aerial parts also. That means our common imagination is roots are always growing from the lower part of the stem towards the soil, but that is general concept only, but some other roots are developed from the upper parts also. So all the roots which are developed from any parts of the plant body other than radical part is known as adventitious root. Adventitious root. So what is adventitious root? The root system or root developed from a plant other than a radical part. Suppose if you are looking into one plant, here root system you can see either taproot or fibrous root. This is main taproot or fibrous. But here you can see some from this aerial part or stem part, some roots may elongated towards down. Such roots which are developed from the aerial part or upper part of the stem, such all roots are known as adventitious roots. So adventitious roots means the root which is developed from any part of the plant body other than radical. Okay. So from radical point, how many roots are developed? We studied the taproot and fibrous root. Taproot and fibrous root, that are the two root system developed from the radical part. So except these two roots, all other types of roots which are developed from the plant, that all roots are known as adventitious roots. Example of adventitious roots. One is stilt root. Stilt root. Stilt root you can see in the plant pandanus, sugarcane, pepper, etc. Okay. Suppose here in this pandanus and sugarcane you can see this is main plant body and this is lower part, surface layer of the soil. Then here leaves are here. Sometimes root may developed from the node or nodal region of the stem towards down. From here root may develop towards down. That is, its main function is supporting of plant. So here you can see such a type of roots are developed from the stem, main stem towards down. Such a root is known as stilt root. So actually, how we can define stilt root? Stilt root is a type of adventitious root which is developed from the main stem of the plant in the aerial part or from the aerial part. Okay, so again this example is pandanus, sugarcane, etc. Then second type of adventitious root is prop root. Prop root example you can see in banyan. If you are looking into banyan tree, you can see this is surface layer of soil, then some branches are here. Sometimes root may develop from not from the main branch but from the lateral branch towards down. Such a, from the lateral branch of the stem, roots are developed towards down like this. Such roots are known as prop root. Its function also supporting only mainly. So prop roots are actually developed not from the main stem. If it is developed from the main stem, then that is stilt root. If it is developed from the lateral branches of the plant, then that is prop root. That is the difference, main difference of the stilt root and prop root. So how we can define prop root? Prop root is a type of adventitious root which is developed from the lateral branches, not from the main stem, from the lateral branches of the plant. Example, banyan tree, you can see such a roots, big roots you can. So that is a character of this adventitious root. So adventitious root example, stilt root and prop root. Okay. So now we can study its function, general function of a root. What are the functions carried out by roots? First one, it is helping absorption of water and minerals from the soil. That is main function of the one of the main functions of the root. Okay. So then after absorption of water and minerals, second, so here now you can see this root will absorb water and minerals. After that, what will happen? If it is keeping there only, then how it will be available to other parts? So next function is conduction or transport of water and minerals. So absorption and conduction of water and mineral is the main function of the root. Then second function, in some plants this root will be producing some hormones or growth regulators. Hormones or growth regulators. Hormones or growth regulators are controlling growth of plant body. So some hormones are produced from the root part. Okay, that is second function of this root. Then third function, it is helping the anchorage and support of plants. Actually, plants are holding in the soil with the help of this roots only. Then another function of the root is holding the plant in correct position, upright position. So roots are providing support and anchorage to the plants. Okay, so again some more functions are there. In some special cases, root will be storing food molecules. In the root, normally food molecules or food is stored in the other parts, in the aerial part only mainly, but in some plants food is stored in the root. Okay, so such root is known as modified root. Modified root, many types of modified root you can see. Example, tapioca. Tapioca is you know that tapioca. In tapioca, actually food means here starch or carbohydrate. Starch is stored in the adventitious root, not in the taproot. The adventitious root in tapioca. So a tapioca adventitious root is a modified root for storing food. So in addition to providing anchorage, support, helping absorption of water and minerals, they are helping the storage of food also. So reserving the food molecules. That is another function. Different types of this modified roots you can see.